All right. Well, great to meet you guys. Congrats on the movie. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us here at Press Pass LA. Why don't I start with Dylan? What was it like, obviously, playing this role and playing opposite Dermot Mulroney in such a kind of thriller, dark vibe? Tell me, what made you want to take this on?
Yeah, for me, it's always fun to take on challenges in what we do and play characters opposite of yourself. So for me, this was a really cool opportunity to do something like that. And once Dermot signed on, it was kind of a home run for me. I look up to that guy. My first ever role was with him as my father. So that really came full circle in this movie. And anything that allows me to get that deep, I think that's something I definitely gravitate towards.
And so we don't want to give anything away for our viewers who haven't seen it yet, but you kind of battle with this, are these darker sides of the human nature, are they learned? Are they ingrained in you? Does everybody have them? What was it like kind of delving into stuff that is uncomfortable, in your daily life to think about?
Oh yeah, it was really uncomfortable, and I faced a few weeks of isolation before this movie. I really wanted to get into the mindset of a serial killer and really try to make that a real thing. So for me, it was just um, trying to remember that hey, you're a real person outside of this, and try to make this as normal as possible. That was kind of the biggest challenge for me.
And Barry, tell us what inspired you? Had you had Dylan and Dermot in mind? They've worked together to bring them back. Tell me what it was like from your perspective getting this made.
Well, Jim Clark is one of the producers, and I've known him for a while from past films. He's also in the film. He's really brilliant in it. Um, he sent me a reel and said, I think I've got a guy for Eli. And I looked at the reel, and it was literally a half a second. And I was like, oh my God, it's him. It's absolutely him.
Dylan,
So
you're gonna have to send your reel to like every actor in LA because they're gonna want to know what did you show in that half a
I don't
second.
know. I don't know what's in that reel that's that gravitating, but I appreciate it regardless.
there was just the anger, the look, the seriousness, the depression. It was all in some of those characters in his reel. And I was just like, put all those together and it's just going to be magic. Um, so that made me really happy because he loved the script. And I was like, okay, we're on a roll. And like Luke Daniels got Dermot and he called me saying, we got Dermot for the role. And I screamed. It just, so I love Dermot Mulroney.
Well, I've loved him since my best friend's wedding, but just like every other girl on the planet, I
Yes.
think.
So you
But
know what's funny? I finally
That's
saw
funny.
it after working with him because I'd never, that's the one I hadn't seen. I like Trigger Effect,
yeah.
Scream 6, Copycat. Ooh,
Mhm.
Copycat.
Well, that
So
was his one like rom-com, but everything else,
yeah,
he's done has been so different. But so
and it was good.
what do you hope the audiences take away from this film, and where can we catch it and when can we catch it?
Um, I hope they take away lessons about depression, mental illness, abuse, the fact that there are hereditary things that are possibly passed on. You know, never realize that, you eat like your parents or you do something like them and you're like, what? I shake my foot like my mom. And I'm like, every time I do it, I'm like,
I just spent 5 days with my parents and I was like, God, I'm turning into my mother.
that's the whole thing. And that's exactly that statement is like, God, he's turning into his father. You know, even though he says I'm nothing like him, it's hard to beat hereditary aspects of our family. So I wanted to address all of that, and life circumstances, growing up from abuse, causing depression, crappy life, one thing after the other. I mean, you just never know how it's going to affect a certain person. And if you have that hereditary gene, it might just snap.
Yeah, and it can go, either way. You can have siblings in the
Mhm.
same family turn out completely different, So
Yes,
it's a great
yes.
topic to bring to the forefront. And obviously, like mental health is always important for people to be exploring. When is it opening? Where can people watch it?
Oh yeah, so January 31st, it's opening. It'll be on Apple TV, Amazon, iTunes,
everywhere you watch your movies,
everywhere you
right?
watch it, and select theaters too. So it might be in a theater near you if you search on like Fandango or one of those websites.
I personally still like going to the theater for some popcorn, especially with something like this where it's intense and you want to be on the edge of your seat. It's a lot more fun in a big dark theater with other people. So we
I
can't wait to
agree.
check it out. And thanks guys for taking the time today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Jennifer.
Thanks so much. Bye.